Good morning, everybody. It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. So there was a lot to talk about last night in regards to Game 4 of the Lakers Nuggets, and a few key things I just did not bring up in my video. After listening to it and watching it, what have you, I'm like, you didn't mention AD going completely plumb loco to start the game, and you didn't mention LeBron James's defense on Jamal Murray. So those are two things that I definitely want to just react to and basically show appreciation for. Anthony Davis was phenomenal to start the game. We don't do anything if he doesn't come out and jump on top of the Denver Nuggets right away, striking first. And you know, at the beginning of the game, they had the little sound bites of Mike Malone in the locker room with his team, and the thing that he told them was to strike first. So the first thing I was thinking was, boy, I hope somebody on our team is saying the same thing, because if we don't, they're going to jump out and attack. And Anthony Davis had that in mind from the beginning of the tip-off. I'm going to go score. You know, he still had his rebounding woes. I think he ended with 5 boards, which is very disappointing for me. And that's why I'm not sitting here saying he had an amazing game. But I will say that his scoring was available to us last night in loads, and we don't get our win without his initial push that put us in a position to really keep up with a very red-hot Denver Nuggets team in the first quarter. So that's something I want to talk about. And also, Jamal Murray, of course, we mentioned how many amazing shots he took. We mentioned how his rhythm has been consistent throughout these entire playoffs. What we didn't mention is that LeBron James was put on him down the final 3 minutes of the game, and had a great deal of success against him defensively, shut him completely down. And that might be a recipe for success for the Lakers in Game 5. Just like I was saying about Jokic with his back against Anthony Davis and backing him down could be something that they found against us. And LeBron James on Jamal Murray is something that we found that could really help us. So I'm excited about that, and I hope LeBron James continues to take that, take that challenge, because I think that makes us that much better when he is defending the best player on the other team. It's not only because of what he's able to do defensively, but it's because of the mystique. And I know a lot of people don't think that holds a lot of weight. And if you listen to basketball players, they try to make it sound like it doesn't hold a lot of weight, and it's because it holds a lot of weight. A guy like LeBron James still makes a lot of these guys in the league get butterflies in their stomach. They're afraid of him. They're terrified of him. They're in awe of him. They think of him as a god. And they try their best to hide that a lot of times, but it shows in a lot of different ways. And it's not just LeBron James, it's anybody of that type of prestige. Kobe used to get looked at like that. Michael used to get looked at like that. When you're that great, guys around you look at you as a living legend. You're almost beyond human to them. And when it comes down to a guy like LeBron James, if he's the guy staring at you and you're trying to get a bucket, even if he's not playing the greatest of defense, you got to be a strong player to be able to look him in the eye and not get a little nervous. And I think that's what happened with Jamal Murray last night, and I think that's what happened on a couple other plays when he's the guy that people are facing trying to go get a bucket. Now, I know people would say, no, that's not how that goes with Jamal Murray. Did you not see the layup? Yeah, I saw the layup. He's not afraid of anything, but there's a difference between being afraid and then coming down the stretch of 3 minutes left in the game, in a game, a pivotal Game 4, and you're staring at one of the greatest players to ever play the game, looking at you like you're in the way of him getting a championship, and he's going to stop you. That's a different level of pressure than hitting a trick layup in what, quarter 2 or something like that. It's a different level of pressure. So Jamal Murray, we're gonna throw that at him again. We're definitely throwing that at him again. I think Jokic is getting tired. As I said many times in my previous videos, at some point he's going to get worn down because he's the only true big on the squad. They do have big bodies, defensive bodies, don't get it twisted. But he's the only big, like the only actual center. Plumlee's a 4-5 tweener, and he's not playing well. Grant's a 4. And everybody else in the team, Craig, he's a undersized 4. He's not even a regular size 5. So a regular size 4 rather. So when I look on their team, even though they're tough, you look at a guy like, obviously, who's making a huge impact, Paul Millsap. He can play some 5 if you need him to, but he's a natural 4. So it's like on their team, the only guy they have really playing the five is Jokic, and he does have the responsibility of banging up against Dwight Howard, AD, JaVale if we play him, and so on and so forth. So that is a tall task, and I think his legs are starting to wear down. I think he's getting a little tired, and they fought through fatigue, so I don't put much weight into that team. They seem to bounce back quickly from fatigue, and they are a young team. And Jokic is a young player, so even though he's getting tired, I wouldn't expect him to fall off a cliff because of it. Good night's rest, some good stretching, and good treatment, and he'll be right back out there giving us what he got. But he did kind of, look gassed out there to me, as did a lot of guys. I think the same thing for KCP. KCP looks gassed to me, even though he's playing well. You can tell where he's exerting everything he has out there. But you got to be proud of him. He's playing great. It makes some of the things that he did wrong in the past, or rather errors on the court, make it look like it didn't even matter. It was worth it because he's coming through so clutch in these Western Conference Finals. So I'm happy to have him on the team. After all of that, we've had a lot go on with KCP, ups and downs, things like that. But after all of that, when we need him in the most, here he is, and hopefully that continues throughout the rest of these playoffs. What else? Is there anything else I'm missing? I'm always missing something, don't get me wrong. Somebody will bring it up, and I want to get back on camera. I think the most important thing now is just understanding that 3-1 for Denver is home. They're comfortable at 3-1. They're good at coming back from these type of deficits. If they smell blood, they attack. If they have a big deficit, they don't lose their confidence, and they will continue to press you all the way until the buzzer sounds. So just don't let up. You're not going to just blow them out. If you get out to an early 20-point lead in Game 5, please don't get comfortable. Start thinking you can take your foot off the gas against Denver. If we haven't learned anything at all, it's don't turn your back on Jamal Murray. I said that before the series even started. You never turn your back on an opponent like Jamal Murray. He is a certified killer, and if you give him any sense of fear, or if he smells any blood, he's attacking. He's a killer for real, and that's just what it comes down to. I recognize that in this kid from jump, and he's proven me right, and he's going to continue to. So we got to kill him. We got to take him out. We got to continue to snuff him out with the defense of LeBron James and different packages that we keep throwing at them. The defensive schemes that we've been running have been great. In fact, both teams have really played fantastic defense in this series, and it's been a fun series. It's been a really fun series. Denver has given us all we can handle in just about every game but Game 1, and even in Game 1, they were fighting. So yeah. May I never forget AD again in a video. If he has a game like this, I mentioned that he had hurt his ankle and that I wanted him to heal up and hopefully it didn't swell up, but I didn't mention how hot he had gotten. I was very disappointed in myself for that, but that won't happen again. And yeah, keep it up, Bron. Keep that defense up, brother. We need that from you. So yeah, that's what I got, man. 5 more wins to a championship. 5 more wins to number 17, and we're tied up with the Celtics if we get this thing. So it's ever so imperative that we do this. as a Laker fan of over 23 years, I can tell you this needs to happen for all of us. Been through enough. It's 2020. We lost Kobe and Gigi. We need a championship, and we're 5 games away. Thanks for watching, everybody. My name is BDF44. I'm out.